Coming at you from Scratcher Wolf Studio, it's Rage Across the Internet presents Wherever Gaia Takes Us, a Werewolf the Apocalypse Let's Play. Starring
Daniel Tyson as Ricochet.
M as Carly Emberstring.
CJ as Nightfang.
And I'm your storyteller, Porter. Part 3. Struggling to catch his breath, Nightfang heaves, the rage building in his heart. Take 2. He looks around for another opponent, and the world comes back to him again. He looks over to see Ricochet, who is shifting down to Hamid, the threat now gone. Meanwhile, Carly, finally free of the rib cage as it dissipates into the Umbra. You shake your hand, like trying to get some water or a spider web off of it. Falling Leaf and Dodger look at each other and then back to the lot of you. A bit of a shrug between the two of them as if they were silently evaluating the performance.
That was fun. Then I'm assuming we're going to walk back towards Dodger and Falling Leaf.
After I shift back down into Hamid, I'll start walking over there. Still shaking my hand.
You think they'll be impressed with what we just did?
I don't care. I mean, we killed them.
I doubt impressed, but I don't know, maybe we passed a test or something. Because I'll shift down to Hamid as well.
If only there were a way to find out. Perhaps some way they could ask. Life is a mystery, brother.
Yeah, I just didn't want to be the kid that ran up and just like say, "Did we do good? Did we do good?" Seems a little too desperate.
I would appreciate that. You took care of the problem. Surely that is good enough.
Rico's nodding his head up and down. Yep.
Were you watching for something in particular?
I wasn't really watching at all. Not really.
I'll just raise an eyebrow at that and stay quiet.
Falling Leaf turns back to one of the trees. He's scraping the charred side of it, giving a little bit of a sniff.
Falling Leaf, you had mentioned KT was chosen.
Mm-hmm.
By who?
His shoulders sag. He looks back behind him, over to Dodger, and then to you three, and then to Dodger. Why, by Gaia, Ricochet?
I mean, great, but for what?
Really, what the fuck does that mean? I know we are, since, we're her fangs and claws, but aside from the occasional magic, KT's just a normal human.
Nightfang, KT's a commie.
He's just gonna kind of tilt his head and look blankly at Dodger.
She's a communist?
I was debating making the joke or not.
Falling Leaf turns, full stop, and starts approaching quickly.
Longhead, remember?
Starts approaching quickly. Dodger moves to intercept, holding his hand out, pressing it against Falling Leaf's chest. He's absolutely... You can see the irritation in the anger. It's palpable. You can feel the heat off this man's body. He's had enough of you.
Yeah.
Put my hands
In that
up.
moment,
And,
I think step it just a little bit in front of Ricochet as well.
yeah, put my hands up like defense mode. Like, holy shit, what did I say?
Get him away from me.
I'm sorry. I don't know what that means.
Dodger, what's a commie?
He looks over briefly in your direction, keeping eye contact with Falling Leaf, who has stopped his charge.
I think this might be a conversation for later.
The Elder Stargazer takes a deep breath, closing his eyes, giving Dodger a poignant look, one festooned with authority. He turns and goes back to what he was doing. Dodger turns to the three of you. Come along, friends. I sense you have questions.
A few.
Carly, you were
Just the
saying?
one.
He
What's a commie?
starts to walk away,
Yeah.
leading you.
And as we walk away, I kind of just give a silent nod to Falling Leaf.
Who cannot see you because his back is to you.
You're right, but
Okay.
I wanted to make sure it was done.
All right.
Even if he's not paying attention, it was done. It's very defensive, but apologetic.
Though that's fair. He's gonna fucking kill you in your sleep.
It's just making Ricochet feel better at the moment.
So you're saying it?
I fear that's a word that's not in my vocabulary.
Well, you were young yet. Yes, come. He glances once more over his shoulder, over at Falling Leaf.
Is it something we should know?
Clearly.
Well, one would think the Elder Stargazer has been through a lot. And there's a human proverb, Ricochet, that it's better to speak up and say something stupid, letting people know that you're an idiot, than to keep your mouth shut and not. Food for thought, my young friend. He gives you a friendly pat on the shoulder. A kami is like a femori, where a femori is a human that is possessed by the worm. Correct?
Yes.
Yes. And we know Gorgons are, more often than not,
Wild.
correct. A kami is chosen by Gaia, not possessed, but given powers nonetheless. They're very rare, and the extent of those powers are unknown. We thought you knew this.
It never came up, and I mean, you said they're very rare and their powers are not really known.
Well, they vary, certainly. Yeah, we've known for, I don't know, around a month or so. We just assumed you did too.
Well, what gave it away that you knew?
Well, it wasn't long after that butterfly incident. Falling Leaf had a talk with her one day. They spent an evening together, and that was all it took, really. You think back to encountering the two of them on the rooftop. The first night you met Falling Leaf, point in fact, Carly.
Yes.
Yep, nobody just thought to let us know.
Well, you were in charge of watching her. One would assume you would have known first. Nonetheless,
I wasn't here for the butterfly incident.
sadly, neither was I. I would have loved to see it.
It was definitely a sight.
I would imagine.
So, is there any reason she was chosen by Gaia? Like, does she have a task or something she's got to do? Or is it just like Gaia looked to her and said, "This is one of my favorite people. Powers."
Well, one would assume, but we certainly don't know it. And she doesn't seem to know it. I've heard that Cadme are usually aware of their abilities, but it doesn't seem to be the case with her.
I mean, so far that I remember, all the times that we've been there to notice her powers or see the aftermath of it, it's usually been when she's been in danger. So maybe it's a very specific power set for only certain situations.
Again, it's we're not sure yet. Honestly, we thought you guys might know. You spent all that time with her. Surely you know her very well. Was there any special events in her past that might have affected?
Were her parents kinfolk? Because she can.
Why, I suppose we're asking you. Although I don't know why that. I don't know if that would be relevant.
Under my breath, I'm just like, I knew she was special. Yes, what I can remember, she doesn't have any parents. She's kind of an orphan.
So you're saying she appeared out of nowhere?
No, like...
Well, then she has parents, doesn't she?
Like, they're no longer here. Her parents died, I think.
But existed.
At one time,
Yes.
yeah.
We've just not really asked much about her past. We've always been probably a little too focused on the right now and whatever, random thread we're chasing.
Do you know how her parents died?
My finger's just going to shrug. I don't think it's ever been mentioned. I don't think it's a topic she'd probably want to talk about much if they did die.
I think I remember one of the, other kids, remember in that cave when we came out? Remember they were partying?
Yeah, were one of the kids her parents?
No, because somebody else said it, and I'm trying to remember when.
Okay.
Well,
I
what I'm getting here is we probably need to go have a talk with KT and actually talk with her.
I mean, yeah, it's probably a good idea, but I really remember something about some kind of car crash, and she was like the sole survivor or something weird.
Okay. Interesting. Is that like a rumor you heard or something?
Yeah, it was like eavesdropping on somebody, and it was either one of the. I think it was maybe at that fire when we first found the Scrags, when the first night you showed up.
I
Maybe.
don't.
Shit's been going down so much here. It's kind of the days are blended together. I don't remember exactly.
Okay, I don't remember any fire, but got it.
The
Campfire.
one where we scared the kids away.
Yeah.
And the Scrag had jumped out.
Oh, that fire. No, that
At least that's
was
what I think he's talking about.
pretty insignificant to me.
It could have been one of the, or when we were in the cave, or again, days just kind of blend together now.
Well, we can possibly go figure out for sure and once again actually talk to her. Because, yeah, Dodger, this little bit of a Q&A about what a commie is kind of made me realize we haven't really talked to her much. Kind of just always focused on whatever mission we were on just to get information.
Or keeping her ass out of trouble.
Well, it would probably be in your best interest to learn things about your allies and comrades.
Yeah.
Take this as a learning experience, my friends. Remember, you have to walk before you crawl.
Thanks for the advice, Dodger. Send my sincerest apologies to Falling Leaf, please. I'm not as, maybe how you would say, as think as I smart I am.
What's that supposed to mean?
It's
A little backwards
Just
joke.
gonna give Ricochet a pat on the back. You might want to take your foot out of your mouth.
Again,
Sorry, he's not the sharpest crayon.
Dodger, please, my sincerest apologies for Falling Leaf. He will understand better from you than from me.
Very well.
Thank you.
He gives a slight bow to the three of you. If you'll excuse me, there's some more work to be done.
Of course.
Yeah, just gonna return the bow.
And thank you very much.
He nods, shifting to Lupus, and makes his way back toward the original location. If you guys are good, 50 feet away out of the splash zone of Falling Leaf for Twilight.
So, Ricochet,
Yeah.
do I need to buy you like a little stopwatch so you can like make sure you wait 5 seconds before you say something?
As he scratches the side of his face, that might be the best idea. Or, you know
Think
what?
duct tape is a simpler solution.
How about I just let you guys take the lead from now on, and I'll just follow? Because, yeah. I'm sorry, guys. It's embarrassing enough.
It's fine.
It's embarrassing enough, and I don't mean to put it on you guys too. So,
Oh, I'm not embarrassed. I was just curious how far we were going to have to pick up pieces of you after Falling Leaf got a hold of you.
yeah, I'm just gonna have to keep my mouth shut a lot more often.
Or maybe keep the inside thoughts inside.
Just
Go.
going to nod and not even saying anything after that. Just nodding.
So we want to go have that chat with KT then?
Uh-huh.
I was going to say, you do have to actually speak, though, because
We haven't got the duct tape yet.
like Danny has to. Ricochet doesn't, but Danny has to, because people can't see you.
I know. It's a lot more nodding now, so yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, how does this help with the whole, like, trusting KT thing, Carly?
That's complicated. I can still dislike her as a person.
It's your right.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Why are you counting? Out loud. That's weird. Do it in your head, dude.
So you see. Then he looks up, like he raises his eyeballs up, and you can see him mentally counting to 5 again.
Holy shit.
And then well, knowing she was chosen by Gaia just like us, that's gotta count for something, right?
Yeah, but does she know and she's just not telling us? What is she hiding? These are all still questions. Ooh, I'm going to turn things into butterflies and then pretend I don't remember it. Come on.
I'm gonna assume she wasn't pretending there.
I feel like that's not something you're going to forget that you did or that happened near you.
Well, there's also a little bit of, she'd been kidnapped by a couple gorehounds before then, and then, you know, she was having two-seaters run down on her. I can imagine maybe stress blanking stuff out a little bit. You know,
But
like
her hobby is writing about supernatural things in a newspaper.
She's got a natural.
Do you see where my frustration is lying here?
oh,
It doesn't add up.
I I'm certainly seeing it. Yeah, it's one of those things. Like, I'm also curious how much Falling Leaf actually told her versus just, like, asked her stuff and got answers, or did he actually tell her anything?
Or did he just make the connection because of the incident? The butterfly thing?
Well, Dodger said he had the whole chat, and that was when he figured it out. So we could have all these answers, all these questions answered if I knew how to speak English.
Yeah, you speak it much better than Ricochet, so.
1, 2, 3.
In your head.
Or use your fingers if you got to, buddy.
Huh.
All right, yeah. Let's go interrogate her. I mean, ask her some questions.
He starts counting on his fingers. Remember, she's special. Just like us. Almost just like us.
Oh, buddy, I want to say something so fucking mean right now that
I'm holding my
it
tongue.
back.
I'm just gonna hold my tongue.
You're making it too easy.
You might be leaning on that a little hard. He doesn't need a helmet.
I'm leaning or they're leaning?
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
I think for me, you've kind of you're going that line of lovable lunkhead into what was his name, Butterfinger from Hudson Hawk.
Oh Jesus.
And this is where, just like out of character, I like this bit right now because in my mind this is like a potential like malicious compliance.
Yeah. This could just be malicious compliance at the moment.
And that's fair. That might be the best way to. Oh, she's special. We can get married now.
Yeah. She's special to you, buddy, I know.
So my question, you guys are headed to KT's then. Are you traveling through the Umbra? Are you switching back to the Realm? What's our plan of action here?
I think we should just switch
back to the realm and walk.
Okay.
Yeah, probably the better idea.
Shit, I'll go so far as to let some of that happen on the road. The conversation. I mean.
Yeah.
All right. You make your way back north, heading downtown, passing that lovely mall, separating the West End from the rest of you.
You can almost see the poor people there.
You almost can. Well, it's business air first. That's why we keep city, Midtown in between is a barrier, so Ricochet's kind can't just wander in.
Poor people air separated by business air.
There aren't trailers in the West End. All right, buddy. You make your way back north, headed for Main Street. Again, the telephone pole is fully reconstructed. It's back up. Everything's nice. You see the sign up at Hops. It's good. They're doing business again, so they haven't lost much of a beat after the other night. And again, you continue your way down Main Street, past the leather shop and the little ice cream place, and Alana's magic shop, which is currently closed. You can see the fire station across the street and the florist, and it's a standard day here in Willows Pass. And you make your way over to that set of staircase, that staircase up to that door right next to Dave's Tavern, the offices of the Willows Peak.
Yeah. Gonna make my way up the stairs and test the door, see if it's locked or not.
Man. All right. You give your shot at breaking and entering and find that the door is locked.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give a quick knock. Well,
I mean, she's next door. She's working.
probably.
Hopefully.
Or she's on a date with her boyfriend.
I wasn't gonna bring it up.
I was.
Ricochet just visibly annoyed, but not saying anything.
Another couple of beats pass, and you hear footsteps making their way to the door. You hear the chain in the deadbolt. And finally the door opens. Just enough for a face. It's Alana. Her head tilted. She looks at the three of you and gives a little bit of a smirk. She was just asking about you three.
Hey, Alana.
Oh yeah, what was she asking?
Alana steps back, opening the door further, letting the three of you in. Yeah, she's been sick as a dog the last couple of days. Listen, I've got to get back to the shop.
Mm-hmm.
I just came over to check on her. You go help her out and make sure she stays put.
I think we can
What
do
does
that.
she have?
It's a pretty bad cold, nothing too serious, but she needs to stay home and rest. She should be chasing serial killers in her condition.
Yeah, we'll do what we can. Let you know if anything changes.
She gives a point toward Night Fang. Good. Take good care of her. And my eyes are up here, Stargazer. Her point turns into a thumb, pointing toward Carly. I like what you're doing with your hair. Anyway, see you guys later. She walks out the door and shuts it.
Like, Night Fang is looking back and forth between them two.
How does she know?
Does Alana know?
I fucking hope not. How does she know what a Stargazer is?
What?
And this is where Night Fang is just kind of like it's the point where he's trying to say something, opens his mouth, can't actually say anything. He's like got to take 2 or 3 times.
And this is what I mean. Yeah, she might be special, but she clearly doesn't walk on water. What is she talking about with her friends?
Yeah, but it's something of I don't think I've ever mentioned stargazers around her. So I don't think it's something she got from us. So maybe it's just I don't know, maybe it's an Alana thing or a nickname or I'm trying to assume it's not a veil breach, because then things get a little weird potentially.
Let's stop by the shop on our way out.
Or maybe talk to KT first and find out about if this is something we should be worried about.
Do you think she heard it from Falling Leaf? She definitely didn't hear it from us.
Let's just go inside. We're being creepy in the doorway.
And that's Ricochet's job. The doorway or the window or...
Whoa! Window?
I'm going to kind of nudge the guys into the door.
Yeah.
You're just making sure she's safe while she's sleeping.
All right, so since we're walking in, I'm going right to the kitchen. I'm gonna make some hot tea.
Okay. You do so. You pass by her little living quarters. There's the TV is on. You can see, you could see the back of the couch. Looks like she's watching some tape. You can see Billy Crystal. And so you head to the kitchen and rifle through her stuff. She's one of those bread in the fridge people.
Ugh, gross.
Wow. Some ham and cheese and mustard, the standard fare. It's fairly sparse. She's not making a pot roast. But, you could manage like a tuna sandwich or something. You find the kettle quick enough. You get started on that. The other two of you, because that's boring. So you two, where are you?
We see the TV on, just gonna walk, not yet fully into the living area, but just, hey, KT, it's us. Lana mentioned you were talking about us. And here we are.
Aw. You make your way into her, makeshift living room. Again, there's the workbench with for the paper. You know the drill. But yeah, you see the floor is completely covered in tissues, and the air smells stale. KT herself is covered in blankets, completely devoid of makeup. She's wearing sweatpants and an old strawberry shortcake t-shirt. She's clearly congested. She sits up and adjusts her glasses.
Oh, hey guys. I was hoping you showed up. Where have you been? It's been forever.
Went on a bit of a field trip. Lasted much longer than we expected.
Are you guys okay? Where's Rico?
He's rifling through your kitchen.
Do I have the tea made by now?
You hold your horses.
Okay.
The TV over at the movie, Billy Crystal sitting there at a diner with a blonde woman. Is that Meg Ryan? Ricochet, you're still in the kitchen, waiting on that water to boil when you hear loud moaning coming from the living room.
Peek my head over. What the hell are you watching, woman?
Loud sexual moaning coming from where your friends and your fake girlfriend are.
What is that?
That's where Harry met Sally. You've never seen it?
No.
Yeah. Meg Ryan finishes faking her orgasm. I'll have what she's having. Laughter ensues.
Nice time frame.
Yeah, well, originally it was 16 candles, but I just had the thought, and I'm like, ooh.
Good call.
The tea starts screaming.
Okay.
What kind of tea was there? What kind of tea did you give her?
Whatever she had.
You have to make a decision because you didn't ask me. Otherwise, it's just going to be hot water.
What kind of tea does she have?
It's up to you now.
Well, then if I find green tea, that's what I'm going to make.
Okay, sea green tea. There you go.
Okay.
You could have just said that.
That's what I'm saying. I find green tea, and that's what I bring her.
All right. So, yeah, you come back with a coffee cup for the green tea.
Alana said you weren't feeling good, so this should help you.
Fine.
You don't sound fine. This will make you feel better.
She takes it and sits on the nightstand next to her and gets up and gives you a hug. She smells terrible.
Even for my...
It's been a couple days since she showered, clearly. She's just laid there in snot and sweat. And
But this hot tea will help you, but you know what might also help is a hot bath.
Harley's mouth is going to fall open and she's just going to turn around and look at the TV.
thank you for describing those looks.
Yeah, and I think just hand over forehead and eyes, just like, oh, God.
I am really invested in this movie.
I mean, just like, because the congestion, right?
Katie sits back down, giving a look somewhere caught between shock and disbelief. She reaches in the nightstand and lights up a clove.
I'm glad you're okay. I thought maybe the killer got you.
Killer?
You haven't heard?
Oh, I'm not surprised. The police are totally covering it up until the tourists leave. They don't want to ruin the festival after all.
Doesn't sound like anything new here, but you can't forget we're a little bit tougher than most of the people your average serial killer would go after.
Hey, you never know in this place, right?
Mm.
Are you guys hungry? Doug brought me some cheesecake yesterday. There's still some slices left.
No, thank you.
I won't say no to free food.
I mean, I guess.
She starts to stand up and looks a little woozy. And sits
You
back down.
just sit back down.
Yeah, help yourselves. Mi casa es un casa, right?
Do you want some more tea while I'm up here?
She hasn't had a sip of the one you gave her yet.
You just gave it to her.
He wishes.
Rico, do we need to bring back that 5-second rule?
This is fine. It was really sweet of you, Rico. Thank you. Let's let it cool a little bit.
I'm just gonna shake my head. Yes. Yes.
Before the cheesecake, I do have a question for you, KT.
Okay.
Is Stargazer something Alana just calls some people on the regular? Or is that something she heard from you, or...
Stargazer?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I think that answers our question. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. It's, This is my face taking a moment, pausing.
It's nothing.
No, she's just gonna be more curious because, we brought it up. No, it's another name for folks like me and Falling Leaf.
Curly's gonna roll her eyes.
So, hearing it from somebody not you is a little weird. And because, the whole secret identity sort of thing.
Yeah, where would Alana hear that from?
Werewolves call themselves stargazers? That's neat.
Not all of us, just a few of us.
Well, that's confusing.
It's
Who
meant
else
to
is
be.
named Stargazer?
I don't know them all. It's like a club.
Is your secret werewolf named Stargazer too, Carly?
No, it's not. I'm just gonna sit down in a chair.
Where do you think Alana would have heard that from, KT?
I don't think she knows, clearly. Right?
I mean,
Not to presume.
they're words in the English language? What are you guys talking about here?
It's just, like we originally talked about with you when we first met. It's the whole, regular people aren't supposed to know about us. So it's just one of those things of when, once again, a regular person, for all we know, mentions it, it's just trying to figure out who might have told, who might have let it slip, or where she might have heard it, or is it just a thing that she calls people? Because, I don't know. Well, it strikes me as the person to have some interesting nicknames for people.
Well, Stargazer's better than pervert.
That's fair.
You see Rico start looking up at the ceiling, counting in his head again.
Looking for stars, buddy?
And
Anyways,
and then just shakes his head and under his own breath. Never mind.
how long have you been sick?
A couple of days, ever since that big rainstorm. I was out. I was out late, and then I went checking about the killer.
She sneezes a few times. I'm not gonna.
How many people has he killed? Or she?
There have been 2 crime scenes. Bodies were cut up and posed.
What was the pose? Do you have pictures?
She starts to get up and walks over to her table.
The thing is I guess there's been no blood anywhere. The first one was over at Roche Elm, over at the playground. And they found the second all the way across town at the park in Afton Heights. Really gruesome stuff. But here, I managed to sneak a couple of pictures in the dark room. They're in the dark room.
So she heads off to it, leaving the 3 of you alone for a minute.
So clearly Alana didn't hear from KT, so that's one bit of the puzzle solved. Now it's just, who might she have heard Stargazer from? Or, was it just she was calling me there. It's just, coincidence.
You think just because you were staring at her and giving her a gaze
Gazing at her stars.
that she just came up with that on her own?
It's not impossible. And
Possible, but if
You
you
can't
ask
blame
her
me.
about it, I would advise being sensitive with the questioning.
yeah, no. While there's the chance that, it's just what she was calling me there, I think it might be best not to ask. Because then it becomes like the why do you care so much about it, and ultimately more questions.
I don't know. It's different with KT than it is with Lana.
Yeah, but then we get real awkward about what we tell people / don't tell people. And that leads to ultimately more questions, which leads us to get in this deep with KT and what happens when that happens with somebody else. At least KT is like,
Special.
You gotta learn to play it off though. You gotta
Yeah.
play it off, make it into something different, lie,
Like, where'd you hear
easy
those
shit,
words from?
lying.
You can't really draw the attention to the words, Rico. That's where we get into the problem of like, why is it such a big deal? But yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
See, you just wait for her to say it again and go, "What's that mean?"
Yeah.
See if it comes out that way.
Speaking of, with that, KT exits the dark room with a couple of photos.
I'll hold my hand out to receive them.
Yeah, she hands them over. It's the scene from Roche Elementary over by Lasker Park. The images seem vaguely familiar. Severed legs posed in a circle, making something of a base to hold up severed arms like a campfire. The hands are cupped open to hold the heads. 3 bodies made this. There doesn't seem to be any blood, and the torsos are nowhere to be found.
Kind of like the totems from DBD, just instead of bones, arms,
Yes, exactly like that.
and then just circle of legs.
Yep.
So 6 legs, 6 arms and hands, and 3 heads.
Why, I didn't count legs and arms, but clearly 3
Yeah.
bodies made this.
Yeah, and I think just looking over Carly's shoulder at this, wow, that's fucking gruesome.
Ritual of some sort?
Or just some fucked up arts and crafts.
Huh. You said it looked familiar?
Mm-hmm.
Have I seen it before?
Maybe.
Could I find out?
Yes.
Okay.
I just didn't want to offer that to you.
Yes. Could I find out? Is that a ritual skill? Or?
Well, we're going to make that. Because here's the thing I thought about that, right? When we were doing that roll in part 1, that the second stat is going to be based on the type of memory it is,
Okay.
or the type of knowledge you would be accessing. Well, so
Okay.
like before it was streetwise, right?
Yeah.
Because it was, it was about the area.
Right.
So yeah, we are going to go int occult.
Okay. Can we all make the roll if we got the occult?
You can make the roll anyway.
Alright.
Would CJ and I wouldn't recognize it though.
Why? I mean, okay.
I'm thinking.
3.
No.
Yes.
It's not
No.
a botch. It's not a botch. It's a 10 and 2 ones.
No, I believe you, Em. 3 is a believable score. Did you see this man?
Oh, what did he say? Did he botch it again?
No, close. It was a 10 and 2 ones. I was about to ask what the diff was until I saw the 2 ones.
Clearly doesn't matter, does it?
So what would
Yep.
diff be?
It would be a standard diff
Okay.
for you.
Probably one less for her.
No, I think it would be one more for her, but I can't prove it, even though I'm pretty certain I'm right. But once I give my answer, you'll understand.
Okay.
Roll your dice. Hurry.
8, 6, 9.
Okay.
And 10-6.
Good. I'm trying to remember the order everyone was in, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Now, Carly, you're the only one who's looked at these pictures thus far, yes?
I believe that
Well, at this
Nightwing
point-
was looking over my shoulder.
Yeah, at
Is
this
that-
point, yeah, looking over shoulder.
Okay. Just make sure you let me know. I mean, I believe that. That's an easy thing to just assume, but yeah.
Yeah.
Ricochet's jaw drops a little. He remembers this. He knows this pattern. The doll parts. That pattern. Doll parts in a cell. And the little girl that stared through your souls in Station 2. It's the same pattern. Fuck.
Do you mind if I keep these? You have other copies, yeah?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Seems like something we'd want to look into at least.
Thanks. I just
Especially while you're sick. You should not be putting yourself out there in this.
Yeah, thanks. I'll just I'll put them in my notebook for safekeeping.
Do you recognize it? I'm afraid.
Do you think it could be Lisa?
Who is Lisa?
No, I don't think that's Lisa. But when we know for sure, we'll tell you.
Yeah, I ain't got a clue.
KT turns to you, Carly. Lisa was. I guess she was kind of my friend. She was more of a friend of Alana's, but she was part of the group. The guys that went crazy.
The ones that grabbed her that I mentioned earlier.
Oh, okay. Huh. It definitely looks ritualistic of some kind. So.
No, ain't that the truth? What worries me too is this, though. No blood?
Well, they were clearly killed somewhere else and drained, so.
You don't think that maybe it could be, maybe whoever did it's a vampire?
I don't know about lining things up like this.
I mean, there've got to be vampires, though. That's got to be a real thing, right?
I think it's a
I'll
shrug.
just shrug.
Yep, shrugs.
She rolls her eyes at the three of you. Please.
Werewolves running around, but vampires are fictional. Come on.
I don't know that one.
Another shrug.
All right.
So, can I ask you a question, KT?
Oh, I don't know if I know about it. I've never met one.
This is about yourself. You've met her, right?
The room gets a little warmer.
What is it?
What got you interested in supernatural things in the first place? You like writing the newspaper and everything.
I don't know. I've just always had a thing for learning the truth, and finding the truth behind things. And I guess I grew up listening to Robert Mathers, so.
Okay.
She could be a little less sick. I'm tired of plugging my nose.
Yeah. When did you start your newspaper?
Well, I guess I started around junior high, believe it or not. I'd go to the post office with a bunch of dimes and make copies.
Okay.
Why?
I was just curious if there's anything like weird happening around that time that you started it.
Oh, there's plenty of weird things happening around this island. But I think you know about that now.
Yeah.
And there was some of it.
How about at that time though? Like, what was weird about that time when you were in junior high? Were there weird things then?
Sure. What's going on?
Rico, in his very awkward way here, kind of led us to think about the fact that we never actually talked much. We've met, we've like visited you a lot, we got information from like stuff going on, but we don't actually know a lot about you.
And I think this
Yeah.
is maybe the third time I've seen you in person, so I'm just trying to get to know you.
Yeah, KT.
Yeah.
We're
supposed to be looking out for you.
we're looking out for our friend, and remember, you're a special person. So we just want to know more about you.
Wow.
At that, Night Thing's gonna go get himself a slice of cheesecake.
Perception empathy.
Wow.
For me,
Everyone.
Wow.
perception and empathy. Okay.
4.
Not a botch, but no successes.
Dude, why?
I don't know. Like I said, Night Thing's going to go get himself a slice of cheesecake.
I'm gonna say that you were out of the room. Okay.
Yeah.
Just. Oh, he's handing me. He's
but this
handing
time
me
it
his
was-
well. Hold on.
Yeah, this time it was a 10, a 2, and 3 ones.
Okay.
3 9s.
I assumed it was like a turbo botch.
I kinda wished.
You were handing me the well. I was expecting something fucking magnificent.
I was kind of expecting a botch out of this.
It was either all 10s or all 1s.
So one more time, Em. 4?
4.
Okay. So, Night Fang is leaving the room. He's escaped. Meanwhile, it's clear she's not buying this. Like it's not her first day, and she's seeing right through your shit.
All right. The guy has told me about the thing with the Scrags, and so I'm trying to figure you out.
She reaches over, lighting up another clove, offering you one, Carly.
Thanks. I'll take it.
I'm so glad I'm not congested anymore.
It's the power of the green tea. See?
She hasn't touched it.
I think it's the menthol.
just let me have this.
Okay. She waits for Night Fang to return, or are you just intentionally hanging out in the kitchen?
He's going to hang out in the kitchen for just a little bit. You know, it's one of those like, okay, how long till Ricochet gets his foot out of his mouth? I'm going to give him a minute. And then just start making his way back with the cheesecake. At least 2 plates. You know, one for whoever wants it.
It's a strawberry cheesecake.
Thanks, boss.
All right. Oh, if you want to talk, then we'll talk. Don't play games with me, though. Come on, guys. She looks at Night Fang and Ricochet. You two know better than this. Come on.
You just don't want
Yeah.
to hurt your feelings.
Hurt my feelings by trying to trick me or talking down to me like that?
You're right. We're sorry.
I was being pretty forward with my questions.
Yeah. It's too used to the, you know, where after we, you know, start learning all this stuff ourselves, especially me, we get hammered in our head. No one else can know. So it's that little habit. Trying to get out of that mindset. Because, you know, you're not a werewolf, but we more or less let you in on a lot of things that normal people, we should not.
I also just don't know you very well.
Well, then let's try this again, huh?
Yeah.
So what's this about stargazing?
Okay.
It was
I'm gonna
possibly
break
the
it up.
weirdest thing that's ever come out of your mouths. Collectively.
Fair enough. Give you just the let's not spend an hour on this. We're all broken up into a bunch of different groups. Sort of like different nations within the whole
Families.
Stargazer.
Like different
Yeah.
families.
Yeah, that's probably actually a good way to put it.
Different family trees. He's from a Stargazer family tree.
And
I thought that whenever Alana called him a Stargazer, that they had perhaps already told you about this and you told Alana about it. Apparently that's not what happened. It's a question for Alana, not you.
no, I've
Yeah.
kept her secrets. Don't worry about that.
We
and
appreciate it.
and then the thing becomes, where might else she have heard about it? Who else might have spilled?
She's been a little weird lately.
Okay.
I mean, not like
Like-
in a bad way, right? Just like
She knows more than she's letting on.
she's ahead of the game, you know?
Okay. I was about to ask, like, the weird, maybe she's seeing somebody doesn't want anybody to know weird, or weird as in, like, she's trying to keep you from running after a serial killer weird.
I mean, both can be true.
I'll ask her about it later. I like Alana.
She was right about that, though. I shouldn't have went out that night after our date. She shakes her head. God, that storm was insane.
Yeah, we were in it. When we got back to town.
Were there gunshots that night? I swear I heard gunshots.
Yeah.
Was that you?
That
Quite a few
wasn't
of them.
us. That
Oh,
wasn't us, but a lot of it was at us.
So that was you. Okay. Well,
I
I'm
mean,
glad you're
I shot a
okay.
gun.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Got it on me.
Well, can I see?
Wasn't that one you got from Ricochet as well?
Yeah, sure. I'll pull it out of my backpack, unload it, and hand it to her.
Oh my God. She doesn't take it. She goes for her bag and pulls the same type of gun out of her purse.
Yeah, look at
Oh
that.
my God, twins.
Nice.
Ricochet's just gonna smile, still keeping his mouth shut, visibly counting in his head again.
So where'd you guys go anyway? I really was worried.
The field trip comment isn't too far-fetched. It was, I'm trying to think how to explain it, because even for me, it's a little weird and a lot. Carly, you want to take this one?
I'm trying to figure out how to put it into layman's terms.
Like spiritually, another world.
That seems a little much for now. But I want to hear
Yeah.
all about this later. She looks at Carly. Off the record, of course.
Still gonna raise an eyebrow at her.
Yeah, her family's known for keeping their secrets.
I don't like talking about things.
Well, you are in the wrong place, sweetie. She reaches over and takes a bite of that spare piece of cheesecake.
Off of my plate.
Oh, you did take it. My
Yeah, I
bad.
took it.
She did no such thing then.
Oh,
Not give Ricochet that.
Nope. Are you kidding? He would pass out to blood loss.
Yeah, he would.
Oh,
I can see that. Like he goes,
boing claps.
he goes to take that last bite, and she takes it from him. I can see that.
This is a regular cheesecake before all that red's from Rico.
Superb.
So, back to my questioning. What is it that got you into the supernatural? Was there an event that triggered all of this? Something that happened to you in town, to a friend, to family? What's going on there?
I mean, no, for real, I don't know. It's just one of those things, right? I always kind of wanted to be a reporter. I've always been fascinated by, the unknown, but look, this is a weird island. I mean, shit. Flat pets and, have you listened to Bobby Mathers?
No.
No, not that I can think of.
I think we might have heard it like on the radio passing by somewhere.
No,
sometime.
the show's huge here. It's all about the supernatural and the goings on around the city. I mean, the greater area too, but he's done a few shows about Willows Pass. You know, like
Look into that.
the invisible cars. They did one about flat pets. I mean, you noticed all the signs, right? All the missing animals, the flyers and stuff. Yeah, I mean, there have been reports of it's like their insides have been sucked dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we ran into what's been causing that. I think we're still cleaning it up. It's definitely something normal people don't want to be around or caught up by. So, extra careful.
Is it a chupacabra?
Let's just say you should keep your pants on.
Her eyes dashed to Ricochet for just a split second. Just the tiniest, and then back.
Like, this is one of those things that I imagine Nightwing was like halfway to taking the next bite of cheesecake and just like caught so off guard.
And Ricochet, you are blushing.
Yeah, I was gonna say then that makes me blush.
Yes, we both agree, and I rolled it, so I'm glad we're in agreement.
That's fine. Because I laughed when M said it, but then in my head, and then you said that she would look over at me for a split
Just.
second. Yeah, and yeah, as soon as I see that look, instant blush.
You know what? Here's a question for her, because I'm on the fence about this. Do you think one dot of a cult would be enough to at least know of most basic cryptids, at least the popular ones?
Well, here's the thing.
Mhm.
I rolled a 1 to help. I rolled a die to help decide that, and it came up 1, which would normally be a no. But the way you've been rolling today, yeah, that's enough to know the basics.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, to at least like know the names and recognize it, because yeah, it was one of those things like I know what a chupacabra is, but it's like, does Nightwing know what one is?
No, like chupacabra, Bigfoot, Nessie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel those are fair
Yeah.
game. Common fucking public domain kind of
Yeah.
domain.
Alright. Yeah. These things are a little bit taller than I think a chupacabra is supposed to be. The invisible cars were, well, remember those vans we were telling you about the one time that we saw? The ones that are just hard to see?
The invisible cars were real.
More like
I don't know if it's the same thing, but that seems like it.
more like camouflaged.
Jeez, I thought he was off his nut with that one.
They aren't actually invisible.
This place is weird.
Shit.
They just hide it very, very well. There's a lot of things hidden that we're still trying to uncover.
Yeah. And I think I'm on the same wavelength as Carly here. Whenever she's, asking about like what might have got you interested in this stuff or started looking into the supernatural, I think she might be trying to look for a point where you might have got your, the powers. When we found you in the woods those few times, or when we went to go check out the cult thing in the park.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've never been chased by monsters before you guys showed up either.
Yes.
I wish I had some big event to tell you, but I kind of found this stuff, or maybe it found me, or I don't know. It was just it started as a way, maybe a distraction after my parents died, and my aunt would bring me the weekly world news when I was recovering in the hospital. Like the Bat Boy and Abraham Lincoln is secretly a girl, and all that kind of weird shit. I guess it just
No,
that kind of got.
never heard of that one.
You've never seen the Weekly World News? Oh my God! She gets up and runs to a cabinet,
No, you don't have.
pulling it out. It's too late. It's too fucking late. Sorry.
You
Fucking-
got her excited.
You did this. She pulls out one of the black and white, magazine size, papers, and hands it to you. The cover is a toddler on a big wheel holding an Uzi. The headline reading, "Toddler Street Gangs Terrorize Midwest." Up in the top corner, the Satan Cloud strikes again. A little banner. If you're reading this, you may have already won a trip to the future.
Wow.
You flip through it. It's a series of wild and outlandish stories like that.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, it's really funny. But then,
I see that.
but then again, is it?
Yes.
But I mean, like, some of it.
Toddler street gangs.
Wait, no, that's
Toddler street gangs.
No, that's hilarious. But like, look.
Oh, yeah.
And she picks up another one and flips through, and it's a picture of the infamous Bat Boy. You clearly don't know. So it looks to be like a 6-year-old with his head shaved bald and bat ears and fangs. They cover stuff like the Bat Boy, and it's like, this seems like this is just stupid fun, but you guys killed chupacabras, and I turned a couple of weird monkey things into butterflies. So maybe it's not all bullshit.
I mean, I imagine a lot of this is bullshit, pointing to the cover. But, yeah, you never know. Like, hell, we're still finding out some of this shit.
KT,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but how did your parents pass away?
Oh. She looks away for a moment. We got in a car crash when I was 8. I spent 2 months in the hospital after, and then I lived with my aunt.
I'm sorry you lost them so young.
Thanks. It's okay. I mean, it was a long time ago. She reaches up and rubs behind her right ear. Night Fang has a good angle. He notices there's a decent-sized scar back there. I don't really have a whole lot of memories of them. That got hurt pretty bad.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you're here.
No, me too.
And Carly will let her have her emotional moment. Letting her, talk about it.
Well, if it's any consolation, it wouldn't be the worst superhero origin story to explain where you got your powers.
She chuckles a little. I guess. Just wish I really understood them,
Yeah. If any of us understood them, that would be really helpful, honestly.
Yeah.
And, there's part of me that says, we should take a day and, try testing them, see what all you could do, but then again, that's also the last few times that it's activated have been potentially, near-death experiences, and I don't know if we're qualified to help you test those.
No, you don't want to turn into Cujo and try to bite my head off?
That, and I don't want to turn into butterflies.
Not a risk I'd like to take.
You know what? Any weird dreams before you had the powers activate that first time?
What, at that campsite? No, just,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess I had a couple nightmares, but I think that was your fault. Well, I had nightmares that I was in the woods and a bunch of werewolves cut the head off some giant thing that tried to kill Lucinda.
There's a moment that Night Fang is like, kind of like full deadpan expression for a moment. Okay,
Wait,
that's actually very useful information.
Wait, I'm sorry. You saw them as werewolves killing something?
Yeah, they didn't tell you?
No, they didn't tell me that.
Yeah, kind of forgot to mention it exactly, but that's why we've been kind of so open with her, is she already knew the big parts.
I was chasing a story and it turns out it wasn't what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Clearly.
And then lo and behold, the night of the opening festival, they had, I guess I was following them, not realizing it. And a monster man, I guess. This was Ryan Danes. He attacked Lucinda. And
we were there to stop him.
Werewolfed up and killed him, and I got a fun picture.
That led to a lot of hijinks afterwards. But no, that's...
Which you'll note didn't make the front page of the next edition of the paper.
Mm-hmm. But no, the dream you had, that might actually be pretty important, since normally they don't mean a lot to most people, but a dream's kind of what brought the Ricochet and the other two here originally, along with all the other people that we've been hanging out around. Ours was about, who we later found out was Lucinda in front of a fire screaming. And
Which
the
is
four of us originally had the same dream.
kind of what happened that night.
And then, you have a dream about werewolves cutting the head off a monster.
Yeah, but the
To
night
save
after you
Lucinda.
cut the head off a monster. So maybe
It was
more of a memory.
afterwards.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was talking about more before, or just... But
That's
yeah,
closer
no, that's
to
fair.
a trauma dream.
That is very fair.
Is the monster gonna come kill me kind of dream?
But no, before that. Anything?
I don't think so. I mean, it's hard to know what you're looking for. Do you know what I mean? Because what's weird if
Yeah.
you've always experienced it, right?
Yeah, it is weird. We added easy to the fact of oh hey, I had a weird dream. Describes it to Ricochet over here, pointing at him. Oh, he had the exact same dream. And then two others.
Does this have anything? Well, it's got to, right? With the stuff Falling Leaf was talking to me about a couple weeks ago? Last month? Jesus, has it been that long?
What was he talking to you about?
Well, I mean, he asked. I mean, we were just, it seemed at the time kind of like getting to know you questions. I mean, maybe a little, but, he's got that ancient Chinese Mr. Miyagi thing to him, so I just assumed.
There's
Was
But
it getting
kind
personal?
of...
But, he asked if I had any affinities or any strange experiences with animals and stuff like that. And it's
Yeah, it's more or less the same thing, just we're learning this as we go and kind of bumbling through it. He already knew a lot of this stuff, so he knew the questions to ask.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always had a bit of a green thumb, but I don't really like plants. Birds are around a lot. I mean, I don't know. He asked if I ever had an imaginary friend, which my aunt said I had a few when I was really little. It was before the accident. I don't remember, but I guess I was always chatting with imaginary friends, and it kind of freaked Mom out.
Oh, isn't it normal for, kids to have imaginary friends?
I don't know. Damn. It's just what I'm.
Hmm.
Yeah, I wish I could shoot lasers or some shit, or we just knew how, right? But all we know is stuff tries to kill me, and then,
You killed it first.
like, why me, right? Why did those monkey pineapple things chase me down?
I'm not entirely sure if it's chasing you down because of your powers and all this, or if it was, they were hungry. Because those things are kind of mostly animals, to my knowledge, but it could very well be. Could also be Nightfang conflating the Wild and Gaia together.
Could be.
So wait, hey, don't you remember Mia and Bodhi saying something about that night? And like, they were chasing those things.
Mm-hmm.
They were fighting them, but
Yeah, they were on team,
They were-
pest control.
right, but they changed course, and they went directly
Nightfang
for KT.
Yeah, Nightfang looks up for a moment, like, as if trying to recall. Oh, yeah, you're right. So, yeah, never mind. Yeah, no, that is weird. Yeah, they were going after you.
So KT, what else can you remember about that day?
Well, I mean, shit, what's to say? You guys talked to Lisa and you got the information, and so I went to the place. And, that psycho punched me in the mouth and carried me inside. And there you guys were, so I ran away, and all of a sudden, suddenly Mia and Bodhi in two of those monkey things.
Cedar. It's easier than monkey. The
Cedar.
monkey thing.
Okay. Then suddenly a couple of the cedars were leaping at me. I mean, I remember the jaws open and those fangs, and everything just went blank. You know the rest. I mean, you took me back home. I woke up on the couch later.
You got punched in the mouth? So what made those things turn around and go right for her? Looking at Nightfang and Carly.
Maybe she just popped up on their radar because they got close enough.
You got punched in the mouth? Did you bleed?
A little, I guess. I had a fat lip, but
Could be it. And maybe to fill in that gap a little bit, since, everything went blank when you saw the teeth, I don't know if maybe this triggers it or something. If this is like you're pressing your hand down to do the webs thing for Spider-Man. But yeah, you threw up your hand and then boom, butterflies.
she throws her hand up at the lamp. Kind of.
Yeah, worth a try.
And then shrugs at the absolute nothing that went on.
Yeah, worth a try. You never know.
Why butterflies? She says it more to herself, really. God, I wish you guys had a picture of it or something. I would have loved to seen it.
You're the expert with the camera, remember?
You're the one with the camera. I think would probably be more appropriate, Ricochet. But yeah, it would have been super interesting. It was trippy as hell. Let's see, and then I'm guessing it was something similar whenever we were at the park checking out the little campsites, and that one or two tried jumping you.
I mean, I guess. Who's to say no one else was there?
Yeah, I mean, that you remember.
Did you trip? Like, cut your hand on a stick or something?
No. I just got jumped by gross, wrinkly face monster things.
Yeah, that's a scrag. Carly had mentioned it earlier. They are not fun to deal with.
So let me
So,
get this straight, guys. So our two theories are anytime she's scared or anytime she's, like, bleeding. That the attention goes onto her.
I'm doubting the bleeding. I think it's more of like,
Perhaps they
You know,
just
like-
picked the percent.
yeah, sense mystical radar or something, like,
So they sense her fear.
I don't know if it has to do with fear or not. I think it just might be, KT and her mojo thing here with the powers and everything. Just, like a beacon. Like, when we check out areas and you just get the, that spine chill or something just doesn't feel right or smell right. Maybe it's something similar for them. Just, you don't happen to go, like, out in the woods often, do you?
I mean, when I'm chasing a story, it's how I found you guys.
Sure. Okay. It's just one of those things of like I'd hate to find out like you go through regular like jogs through the camps or whatever, because then that makes something trying to jump you a lot more common, because weird shit goes down in the woods all the time.
Except for the serial killer story. I haven't, well, I started seeing someone, so my nights have been kind of busy lately.
Fair enough. But yeah. But especially with the serial killer stuff, KT, our job is to protect you. It would be a lot easier if you came to us with this sort of stuff, or, we had some way of just, looking into it for you just in case. Because, hey, if it's nothing, we killed a little bit of time and got to hang out. Or if it's, points to the picture, we don't have to try testing if you could do the butterflies on demand or not.
Well, we're on the same team. And
Yeah, it's just this side of the team can take a bullet and walk it off.
well, apparently I'm the magical butterfly chosen one, so
I mean, fair enough.
look, I would have had you guys come with me. You're the one who disappeared for 2 weeks.
Wasn't really our choice at that point, but
Nonetheless,
yeah.
Just keep that gun with you, okay? You need to stay safe. And if it's dangerous, it's better that we go out and check this for you. We can protect you.
You know what, Ricochet? Something you probably should have asked before you gave KT the gun here. Hey, can you actually use a gun? Do you actually know how to?
first of all, well, second of all, who is Night Fang asking? Her or
He
him?
started off talking to Ricochet, like, hey,
And then-
Ricochet, you know what you should have probably done? And then looks to KT. Do you know actually how to use a gun?
Add those switches to KT or something next time, because I was confused.
Sorry,
but number
yeah.
2, did he admit giving her that gun in character?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we were all there when he did
Yeah,
it.
no, well, CJ was there when I did it.
Okay, I couldn't
Yeah.
remember, so I
Killers
had
were outside.
I had to double check.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I mean, I've
Yeah.
shot a gun before.
I remember it's whenever you guys had the pack split
Yep.
when I wasn't here. It was
Correct.
the 2v2.
Just couldn't remember.
Yeah.
I get it. You got a boyfriend now. I get it. Well, remember, we could protect you, and you have, and you have that
Ricochet.
gun.
Ricochet.
Sit down.
Ricochet.
You're special.
I'm face palming.
Joining right alongside you.
Tired is what I am. I think I should rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Ricochet,
Alone?
you might need to pick that shoelace out of your teeth. Yeah. We'll talk to you later, Casey. Just gonna start pushing Ricochet if he's not already moving.
So I assume the
just
three of
under
you
his
leave. You hear the door latch, the deadbolt, and the chain go on the door as soon as you guys leave.
What the fuck, dude?
I'm gonna smack her upside the back of the head. What the hell is wrong with you?
It was just like just the thought of like an idiot right there. All like, what the fuck, dude?
I mean, right? Well, just because you had a boyfriend, you don't love me anymore? Like,
I wasn't pushing that hard.
like that came out of nowhere.
I wasn't pushing it that hard.
What did a boyfriend have to do with any of it?
Why? What is going on in the brain of yours?
I tried counting, okay? I tried the counting. It just... I tried. I'm trying.
I usually don't get embarrassed about things. But I felt that in my soul.
Fine. Try counting to 10 next time.
You cannot give me any shit about Daisy. He's just putting a finger right in the center of Ricochet's chest on that one.
Looking down in embarrassment.
Okay. I think we need a minute to recover and to probably take a walk. What do we want to do now?
Where are we going then?
Who else was it that we needed to see? And also we could stop by Alana's real fast.
Yeah, we could tell Alana that we convinced KT to stay put.
I think Alana having information that maybe she shouldn't is a...
It's speaking on that too. How about when we visit Alana, you just don't talk.
Okay.
We don't even need to have a long visit. It's one of those things of, I think...
I will keep my mouth shut.
Just one moment, buddy. Just one moment here. I think it might be the case of we don't bring up the Stargazer thing to Alana or, ask her about this stuff, but just, if it comes up organically, we ask. We don't go in there with the intention to ask.
That's better. Thank you.
Yeah, just to make sure we're all on the same page.
I will...
Don't ask about it.
I'll count to 10 this time.
Okay, but, we can ask, if she's been noticing anything weird or anything since, KT was looking into the serial killer. Is there anything else? Since KT said she seems to be more in the know of stuff going on.
Yeah, she might know something more about the serial killer.
Yeah. You guys just
we need to go look into that anyway.
You guys just need to ask the right questions.
Yep. So, how's this sound? We go stop by Alana's, ask or let her know that KT's doing fine. We convinced her not to go chasing the serial killer. Maybe see if she's heard anything else about it. Then go check out one of the sites, see what we can see.
You're the boss.
I'm just making sure this sounds reasonable. Carly?
Yeah, wasn't there another member of La Magnifique we wanted to go see?
Maybe Dave?
I think so.
We can try remembering on the way.
Okay.
We got a little bit of a walk to do. Because it was going to be...
Yeah.
So, unless you want to go look in a window, Ricochet, let's get going.
And that wraps up this week's episode of Rage Across the Internet. We hope you enjoyed the game.
Remember, we'll be back in 2 weeks for our next episode, but don't miss our regular episode next week where we discuss Werewolf the Apocalypse.
Thanks for tuning in, and if you enjoyed the show, please check out our Ko-Fi and join us on Discord. The link can be found on the forums at
rageacrosstheinternet.com.
.com.
And as always, keep your claws sharp, your head in a swivel. See you next time.
See you next time.